Easy Work Boxing, about to hit you everywhere with under your feet with this one. This is a video I'm gonna call the Fall of Golden Boy Promotions. And I'm coming in with this one about the fact that the fight been canceled for Canelo, which is their number one headlining fighter, basically their only fighter for real, being caught with steroids, which I'm sure this was advice from either Oscar De La Hoya or Bernard Hopkins for this boy to get on these steroids. I don't think Canelo Alvarez is the type of fighter to get on that shit. I think they needed him to win his fight so bad that they advised this man to get on steroids. And they done basically tarnished this man's whole legacy and his whole fucking career. And I like Canelo Alvarez. I think Canelo is a genuine dude. He's always humble. He only disrespect those who disrespect him. But I'm going to, his promoters, Oscar De La Hoya. Besides the drug addiction and fishnet shit, I give Oscar De La Hoya a lot of credit in that ring, man, because Oscar didn't duck nobody. Oscar took all challenges, whether he lost or not. He fought everybody. But I think his racial comments that he won't say anything about, from his magazine editors or reporters that, from Ring Magazine, who was talking about black fighters and this, that, and the other. It was coming soon for the demise of Golden Boy to come anyway. And along with the coon that he has in Bernard Hopkins, which I say that very, very harshly because it's obvious that Bernard Hopkins is a coon. Regardless of what you think of what the knowledge he speaks and all this about fighting. But any man that can sit up under a man who is literally a racist and doesn't too much care for black fighters, especially since he took the loss from Floyd Mayweather. Any man that can sit up under him and be a co-partner, anything with him, should tell you something about them. I mean, even the guy who was with him, I can't think of his name right now. He was friends with Floyd. That guy left Oscar De La Hoya from the bullshit he was doing. So, this was a long time coming anyway. But me personally, in the first fight, which I bet $50 on with Canelo and Triple G, Canelo did lose that fight. I gave Canelo maybe 4 rounds. No, I gave him 5 rounds to 7. The rest of the fight, Canelo was basically taking punches like a fucking punching bag. He really couldn't do anything besides the first 3 rounds and the 11th and the 12th. But this basically it for, what other fighters does Golden Boy have? They're trying to make this guy Ryan Garcia the next Canelo, but Ryan Garcia, to me, is a pretty boy with fast hands. Once he get in there with a guy who got heart and who's determined to win, Ryan Garcia gonna get his ass whooped. And I already seen Ryan Garcia get beat up in sparring against some guy in the Mayweather gym. He was a Spanish guy, maybe Mexican. He was in, I don't know his name. He was in all black. You can look it up on YouTube. This guy busted his nose, had him, he was beating on him so bad, roughing him up so bad that they had to call in somebody to be a referee in sparring. So, Ryan Garcia, he can be the next Oscar De La Hoya because, the ladies love Ryan Garcia. He be at sparring and he throw a punch and you see girls hollering, But right now, that's about the only fighter they have to move on with in Golden Boy Promotions, which they won't get any more black fighters for real unless they got big purses and big signing bonuses. That's why Oscar De La Hoya is so adamant about trying to get Deontay Wilder over there because he knows that his promotional company is in a decline. Basically, it's over for Golden Boy Promotion. After this, what else can they do? Your top fighter, the best fighter you had on your squad is been caught for steroids. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that this will not stop Canelo from putting asses in the seat. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that as far as a promotional company, he gonna have to stick with Canelo and Ryan Garcia, and he better pray that nobody can get into their head and get them to come to where they at, because this right here won't fly in boxing. And I like the fact that WBC showed no favoritism, which I thought they would. And I thought they was going to actually let this fight go through and, be on Canelo's side because he put asses in the seat and he's a well-known boxer. So I think this is very good for the WBC to, let people know we don't care who you are or how much money you bring to the table right now. You will not be getting no fights and making us look bad, in which they probably let them, you never know what goes on behind the scenes. This probably has happened before, we just ain't heard about it. But once something is made public, people start stepping back like, nah, I ain't finna be a part of this bullshit because I don't want people looking at us like we with some dirt. So, after this, I don't see any potential opponents who will want to even fight Canelo, at 160. They're trying to get Demetrius Andrade to fight Golovkin, to take the spot of Canelo, which I think will be a great fight. Anybody who knows anything about my channel, I give Demetrius Andrade a lot of credit. A lot of people down him and say things about him, about what happened in his career. Fuck that. I'm not talking about his business side of it. I'm talking about his fighting skills and his ability. Demetrius Andrade ain't nothing to fuck with. And a lot of people don't know about him because the fact that they won't push him out there like that, because a lot of people don't like the way he talks and the way he maneuvers. But as far as skills, go back and watch some of this man fight. He done beat fighters that they thought he wasn't going to even beat. He done beat fighters that's way taller than him, longer than him. Alante Fox. I can't think of Willie Nelson, if I'm correct. These bigger guys who he done just went in the ring, make them look like they was amateurs. But as of right now, I don't see anything that Golden Boy can do. Who can they bring to the table to try to make them become a promotion company again? There's really nobody out there. So, this boy Ryan Garcia finna be their bread and butter, because I promise you, ain't too many fighters finna get in there and try to fight with Canelo, especially after this. You fuck around and you get signed. You get the contract sent to you. You probably finna make $3-4 million, but then the fight get canceled because Canelo been caught again on steroids. Don't nobody want to go through that. I seen the situation of the boxing Nate Campbell, when he got his belts, and guy got caught, busted with something in his system, and dude just canceled the fight and stopped this man from making the biggest payday of his life. Don't nobody want to go through that in boxing. Nobody wants to train for 2 months, not being able to touch or be around their wife and not be around their family. And then this guy, because he's cheating, gets mad and don't want to fight. So I feel like basically it's it as far as Golden Boy with Canelo. And Ryan Garcia is not a Canelo. Ryan Garcia will get beat. One thing I like about Ryan Garcia is that fast left hook he got. He's very quick, but being quick don't win fights. And I see he's not, he's been mostly trained by his father. He always say his father trained him. He had equipment at home. His dad would train him. But Ryan Garcia, to me, has no fight in him for real. He has no heart. I think he more into just being a pretty boy. I think once he get in there, like with the guy he got in the Mayweather gym with, who going to come forward with him and not going to play with him, Ryan Garcia going to get his ass whooped either by decision or knocked out by a tougher fighter, which I'm not sure what weight class he's even in. But I know he can't holler at Devin Haney because he keep trying to call out Tank. So I think he probably at 135 going to 140. And, I know he wouldn't dare call out them guys. I think he should be calling out people like Robert Easter, people like that. To really, if Golden Boy really wanted to prove what type of fighter this boy is, then send him up against somebody who was a legitimate fighter, not these excuse me. I'm sorry for saying that, so I would never say that again. B, C level fighters that they sending him up against. You can do that because as we just seen, like I said in the video, they sent Tank up against a guy, and at 19 with I think 18, 17 fights, and Tank brought a belt home. So skills pay the bills. But I promise you, Ryan Garcia he won't even live up to the efforts of Ryan Garcia will be another Oscar De La Hoya. Or worse. I think Oscar had a lot of heart, and Oscar could fight. I honestly think that Oscar would have whooped Floyd Mayweather if he wouldn't have been up in age. But that's neither here nor there, because people say age don't matter, because a lot of y'all brainwashed with boxing, because Floyd was in his 30s and beating everybody. But a lot of y'all, like I said, didn't know Floyd was taking fucking steroids and beating fighters. Even though he trained hard and he's very skillful, but that's why Floyd was so good at his age, going to his later stage in his career. But this is something that I'm happy is happening to Golden Boy, because for one, I give Bernard Hopkins much respect for what he's done in the ring. But as a man, I see Bernard Hopkins doing a lot of cooning, a lot of hating. It's just time for Golden Boy to get out the game, especially with the racial comments they made against black fighters. And that's what I think will be their major decline, because nobody will sign to him. Black bosses don't get the credit that they deserve, and for years that's who's carried boxing. I'm not downing anybody who's of any nationality, so I don't think I'm looking down on y'all or saying anything, but y'all know for a fact that black bosses have carried this sport for years. And I was finna say, and also Mexican fighters, but there's no better fight than a black fighter versus a Mexican fighter. That's been going on for years, besides the Great White Hype, which I don't think you'll really see that too much anymore about the Great White Hype. But this is just something that's been long overdue, and I'm happy that they finally put Golden Boy on blast. And like I said before, I don't believe Canelo Alvarez is the type of fighter or type of man that would really go out there and cheat. I think that this man was really advised to do this because Golden Boy was on their last leg, and they needed this fight to be still on top as a legitimate boxing promotional company. And I think they put too much pressure on him, and now they done tarnished this boy's career. He might not even be in the Hall of Fame anymore, because I done seen boxers get caught on steroids, but I ain't never seen it keep on going. This shit been happening like a month, and it's still going. Usually you'll catch somebody on steroids, this shit happen like a week, and you'll stop talking about it. But I don't think nobody gonna ever stop talking about this shit, because the star power that Canelo brings to the table. But that's it for Golden Boy. Wouldn't nobody want to fight Canelo anymore, because I wouldn't. If I was a boxer and y'all offered me $5 million, I'm not finna even sign the contract, because I don't get my $5 million because this nigga done got caught on some steroids and now he don't want to fight because he ashamed of himself. I'm gonna be pissed off. And Canelo actually thought that he was gonna get sidestepped with this. He kept training and all this and that. I guess they were like, nah, bro, you need to put your motherfucking gloves up. You need to put them bitches back in the locker. We ain't finna, ain't enough money finna go through, because you go out here and you knock this man out and kill him or something. We're gonna lose more money than we gain from the fight. And business is business. I like to see this guy on Laugh at First Sight. What's his name? Leon Muhammad or something like that. He always say business is business, and they ain't finna let nothing fuck up business, because if you go out there and you hurt somebody off that shit, family members coming, relatives suing. So you thinking because you made $80 million, goddamn, you gonna lose 200 from the way they gonna come at you in them lawsuits, and you gonna have to pay out because you allowed a fighter that was known to be on steroids. The whole public knows this. Get in the ring and fight somebody. So I'm sorry, Oscar De La Hoya. You might as well go get you a bottle of Jack Daniels, a motherfucking hen dog, whatever your vice is, vodka, whatever. Get your 8-ball and sit up and come up and reconstruct another plan to get your shit back together, because y'all done fucked up horribly. You done goddamn tarnished this man's legacy and your goddamn promotional company. But it's cold, but it's fair. I was hoping that this was gonna happen, not to see no man downfall, but I was hoping Oscar was gonna get actually busted for something or with some bullshit, because after he made them racist ass comments and let that slide, I realized that Oscar he was a racist, and then he got this coon Bernard Hopkins standing up there with him and co-signing everything he do, and now you see what's finna happen. But this Easy Work Boxing, thank you for your time. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe. You watch the videos, please subscribe. Don't just look at them. You know what I'm saying? And tomorrow I'm gonna give y'all a real fight prediction for Adrian Broner versus Vargas. And y'all know I'm always right when I predict my fights, except for one. You know, I'm not going to get on here and lie. I was wrong on one because I was being biased. I like Chris Eubank, and I wasn't thinking. I didn't look at the fighting styles of both of them and go back and do my little history on them, you know. But I've been wrong once. But tomorrow I'm going to give y'all that the Adrian Broner and Vargas. And basically, Golden Boy can kill themselves. It's over, baby. It's a done deal. But like I said, it's easy work boxing. Thank you for your time. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out.